The Wray case. That's why you're really here.
Right off the bat, it seems a little strange. The DA's daughter goes missing. This is the most important case in the city of Redcreek. Why would you give it to unproven detectives?
Beats me. The directive came down from the brass.
There was a theory going around for a while that they didn't want the case solved. Quinn and Lawson were two washouts from other departments. You give it to them and just let their natural incompetence bury the case.
If that was their plan, it was a massive miscalculation on their part.
They seem almost diametrically opposed philosophically. How did they get along?
At first, not great. Detective Lawson, this is Detective Quinn. He'll be your new partner.
Oh, you're black.
Well, with detective work like that, our clearance rate will certainly be sky high.
Oh, with a name like Nick Lawson, yeah, forget it. White guy puts foot in mouth, film at 11. Let's just move on, huh?
Yeah, sure.
So they didn't get off on the best foot. But partners, they usually find their way.
But some partnerships take longer than others to gel.
How did they begin their investigation?
They started with the parents, Palmer and Dolores Wray.
Nice place. What kind of money does a DA make?
Not this kind, but the wife, Dolores, she's old money. Old power, too.
You ever, think about what that kind of power does to someone, mentally?
In my limited experience, it makes you think he can get away with just about anything.
Lawson and Quinn found an unexpected guest at their interview with the Wrays. Richard Donaghy.
Wait, you mean...
Yes, that Richard Donaghy.
Excuse me, detectives, but how long will this take?
This will take however long we need to conduct a thorough investigation and maximize our chances of finding Genevieve. Mr. Donaghy does not need to be here unless he has information pertaining to this case.
These are two of my oldest, dearest friends, and I'm here to offer them moral support. There is nothing wrong with me being here.
Lawson's report described a sense of authority emanating from Donaghy. That his words carried a certain weight. What did he mean by that?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. Throughout his life, Donaghy seemed to have an uncanny ability to impose his will on others. We all know how that turned out. The interview took over an hour. Lawson reported that the Wrays were not exactly standoffish, but that they were not as helpful as you might have expected worried parents to be. When the detectives asked to look through Jen's things, the Wrays brushed them off, saying she'd been at boarding school and her room had been converted into a guest room.
You mind if I, use your bathroom?
The most disturbing thing in Lawson's report was that Palmer Wray, instead of expressing grave concern, asked the detectives to keep things quiet. Palmer was the DA, and his wife had been waist-deep in politics since she was a little girl, and everyone knew they were grooming their eldest son for the family business.
What do you make of that Donaghy guy?
I don't know. Not a whole lot.
You didn't find that whole scene weird? Why was he even there?
He was there to offer them moral support. There's nothing wrong with him being there.
Hold on. That's exactly what he said. Almost word for word.
What? Look, what do you want me to say? It's not a crime.
Fine. Whatever. What's our next move?
Well, they weren't being very helpful, so I took a look around while I was using the bathroom. I found Genevieve's journal.